As soon as everything gets connected.
Here.
Hey guys, it's John here at the Acoustic Shop. We're at NAMM 2024, including what he's holding right now. Again, I want you to know, as always, we have Trent running there. Again, hashtag Mullet Wonder Boy. He did it himself. Mullet Boy Wonder. And as always, Janelle's with me. She's monitoring comments, so if you guys have questions or something, this is the guy that nobody else knows. He knows things. I mean, if you want to talk to him about what his favorite Oreo is, any of that kind of stuff, he's got it all set up. So let us know in the comments if you guys want to hear anything. But Fred, tell us, this is the talk. This has been the talk officially. Yeah. It's one of those deals that I think does need some explaining. I think everybody needs to understand what is going on here, and this is the new Inception, is that correct?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. GPC Inception, so it's grand performance, cutaway with electronics, and we call it Inception. It's fun to call it Inception.
I like it. I like it.
So we knew we wanted to do a maple guitar. We wanted to do a domestic hardwood guitar, something a little more sustainable. And we've done maple guitars before. Yep. We have some maple guitars over in the custom shop right now. Really, really nice guitars.
Great guitars.
Nothing wrong with maple, but it does have its own flavor.
It does.
Right.
And you either love it or you hate it.
Correct. Correct. It's, you know, it's got that compressed sound, really hard fundamental note, kind of a quick decay. Put it into a bigger guitar, try to offset some of that.
What most everybody does. A jumbo.
Correct.
And a creates that.
Got it.
Everything more smooth.
Everybody thinks, you know, J200.
Yep, absolutely.
Right, that's kind of where it goes. But we knew we wanted to do a small cutaway. So when we put it in a small guitar, it just seemed to lack something. It didn't quite have. I used this analogy yesterday when we talked about it a little bit, which is essentially is if you're going to change a regular Martin recipe, it just really wasn't working well for maple. It just didn't. Everything we wanted to do. So we wanted to sort of rethink it and try to get the top of the group a little bit more, try to switch the inside to the top of the instrument, which, as you know, is really the engine of the guitar. We wanted to make it top, we wanted to make it more resonant, so we did that.
Yeah, you tell me what you want me to hold.
No, as people online can see, we use sort of a hexagon honeycomb design. Kind of having a little fun, not taking ourselves too serious.
I love it.
To lighten that brace. Now, obviously, a lighter brace requires less energy to move, so it will vibrate longer. And we were able to knock about out the center of the bracing. That's
really pretty much the game for all custom builders nowadays, is to figure out how to lightening them up.
Correct. And you want to do it in a way where you don't lose the strength, because obviously the bridge is located right behind there, and so that's supporting the bridge. That's really, really important.
What's our first in the Inception?
Not at the moment, but I would tell you that there's lots of plans to expand on the concept of what we're doing here with other guitars.
I bet there is.
So this is just the beginning of sort of a change in how we're going to approach non-traditional woods.
Now everybody's talking about the brace. Yeah. Obviously that's a big deal. But these grooves are another big deal, and again, lightening up that top, and yet keeping as much strength and integrity as possible, correct?
That's exactly right. We're trying to get the whole top to move. And one way we found we can do that is by creating this result on the outside. It really helps it resonate. You don't lose any strength. As you can see. Now somebody's going to ask the question, what's going on up here?
I was going to say that.
That's just only goes to here.
Gotcha.
On the sample top. That really allows the whole top to move, and we've really discovered and learned a lot. Done, all hand-shaped, all that kind of stuff happens after we've lasered out all the white relief on the inside of the guitar.
Mess it up, and yet I attacked it anyway. That's just the way I am.
It's not the
grand performance, correct, is the body shape for you guys.
Cutaway.
And with a cutaway.
And the E for electrons.
E for electrons.
Exactly.
Now, I haven't seen a Martin top.
And there's actually a piece of plant DNA in there, and you hit it with a black light.
Is that really true?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very awesome.
So then you know it's not counterfeit.
Yeah. That's really cool. I did not know.
I think we're still doing the plant DNA. I'm not 100% sure, but I know we've been doing this kind of.
It's now human DNA.
It could be. Let's say that.
Just kidding. Not do that. But this is another thing to talk about. You talk about plants. This is not just about the cool science that's going on in here. This is a sustainable guitar.
That is.
I love the fact that there is more sustainable options out there, and this is American hardwoods that are sustainable.
Absolutely. To make sustainable guitars not feel like you're taking medicine. Too often that's how it is, right? Fun and had a good concept behind it. And guess what? It happens to be sustainable time. And that's why we chose maple, and we chose walnut for the bridge and walnut for the fingerboard. Well, directly underneath the bridge.
That's awesome.
And that's really to help kind of sweeten
the difference, because I know we always get this question. I know, but my answer is, but when you change that section in
the reason, it really does.
Good.
And it, like I said, when you start changing, it makes a difference, then why does this or this make a difference?
Absolutely.
Right, so the whole back it all works together.
Absolutely. Yes, Janelle.
If we have any questions, or if you have any questions, make sure you tell us if we missed anything.
Yeah, we'll keep that to it. Again, this is the NAMM show. Everything's live, everything's wild. There's always some sort of internet issue. Or something. You know what it is? It's all these people that are eating up all the internet. They ate all of the internet.
It's all gone.
Well, what else do you have to tell us about this guitar?
So,
is there something we didn't cover?
Well, it's a walnut binding. We tried to avoid plastic wherever it was humanly possible to avoid. So we
nod to the hexes again in the inlays with wood. It's a wood inlay.
Correct. And we
really
played with
cool.
the hex. Once again, I don't think guitar players should take ourselves too seriously. We're not making pacemakers. Nobody's going to die from what we're doing here.
I hear you.
So guitars are supposed to be fun. So the design should be fun.
Absolutely.
That's the way I look at it.
I love it.
Yeah, and it comes with a Bags Anthem on the inside. Just so people
again, I think this also needs to be pointed out. I saw people in the comments and stuff of other feeds that have talked about this guitar. This is not designed to be an end Martin guitar,
yes,
correct?
It's a higher end singer-songwriter guitar, super lightweight. Take it out. Like I said, it has environmental bend to it, so if that's important to you, this is another option. And as I mentioned yesterday, we didn't stop making D28s. The world is not going to come to an end because it's not a dreadnought.
Absolutely.
This is just,
I talk about this all the time. Flavors. As a musician, as an artist, you need to do this. I always make the comparison of colors. An artist that's a painter has to have a palette wheel of lots of colors.
Yeah,
and personal opinion here is I get it. A lot of traditional people are going to be going D28s, D18s. Stick to what you guys know. I love that.
Me too.
But here's the fact is ways to kind of work out of. And I do think this is really cool. You can't always just keep building the same thing. I get the formula. Awesome. But I do think I'm looking forward to really getting and digging into this guitar and finding out what it's all about because I get the concept.
I already got prototypes done, so we'll have something even newer to show you next year. Playing on some ingredients.
Yep, again, one more time. If you're looking for a D28, this is not your guitar.
No.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
The neck profile. They want to know what the neck profile is before we go.
I think it's just a golly, now you stumped me. I think
it's a magic neck profile.
I think it's our high profile, high performance neck taper.
Okay.
I think it's a modified low oval, but I'm not positive.
Now we'll go over and look at
Now
these.
we'll go take a look.
Absolutely. We're going to wedge our way over here, guys. And if we get disconnected from you,
excuse me, fellas.
we'll be back.
I'm
So
passing
come on.
by you real quick. Sorry.
Always chaos here at the
live
show. So again, we're going to another guitar that is not a standard guitar.
It is not a standard gear.
This guitar too, and it is a great guitar.
Like I said, the D28s are still here. They haven't gone anywhere. Making them out of Navajo in our Mexico factory. They've all been laminate guitars up to this point. Last year we introduced a custom shop version out of the USA, but it was very limited production, very, very high end, very expensive. We're going to move the SCs into the standard line. So we have an SC18, obviously 18 style, an SC28, once again based around the 28. So sort of a modern version of an 18 and a 28 for somebody who's looking for something that you can only get with our NT neck joint that really allows you to get in there, around and play a little differently. It has all the adjustability on the inside where you can use the elevation plates to adjust the neck, super easy to do. We sell kits where you can just undo it. 5 minutes, the neck is off the guitar. You can do whatever you want to do to it. You can also play with the intonation on the instrument.
So full D28 style appointments, rosewood sides and back, Sitka spruce top, full lacquer finish.
Everything.
Everything is just going to be just like an 18 or a 28.
Exactly.
In this spec. But now with that, so you now have that back with the X brace in there,
Correct.
which is again transferring energy on the back. Different.
Start with a little less bass response because it's sometimes easier to record and a little easier to control. Scooping that top off takes a little of the bass response off. Just changes the overall tone. Once again, different flavors for different things that you want to do.
Yep.
If you want the bass, you get a D28. So you get all the bass in the world.
Yes.
This comes with 2 pickup choices, either the Fishman pickup, Fishman Aura, or once again, the Bags Anthem. Your choice, no change.
Is that
in
new
price.
this year that they're moving into some of the Bags pickups, or
We've been going back and forth between the two, and it's really been about trying to find what we think is the best pickup for application for that particular guitar. And, you know, in this particular case, we think both pickups really sound great. So we'll let the consumer decide.
Yeah, go ahead, Janelle. I'm sorry, I was
turn
totally.
the mic
I was
back
so
on.
Sorry.
It's the D28 authentic 1937 aged there.
Is the D37 or the 1937 authentic D28?
D28.
I think we have the 28s inside the room with the dealers.
They're
Apparently
they're
that
hiding.
last one cut out. Could you say what that one was again?
This one right here, what this
Yeah.
is, 18 and 28 stylings, full
Correct.
on their body, and American built. Going to be built in Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
Solid woods instead of laminates like the Koren.
Awesome.
That does change the tone quite a bit.
So the 37 authentic 28 is here.
Yep.
We probably won't get to see it right now. I'll get some photos of it. We'll check it out here in a little bit.
You
But
can
we do
check out
have
the 18.
the 18,
Wanna
which
see
is
that?
really, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, grab it.
grab it.
Excuse me, guys.
Now this one has something that I really like. This has both the BTS and the age system
Correct.
both on it, right?
There you go. Go ahead.
So
See how
yeah.
light that is.
Oh, it's right. It's right. It
That's
is light.
so light.
So you guys that again follow the channel know I have a 1940, a little bit different than this, but they did put the T-bars in the construction, and it has a different finish, slightly of the lacquer compound, correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
And in this particular case, we have the age, so it and it's lightly done. You
Very
got the
light.
finish checks. You've got the a couple. Know that the finish line cut at the end of the fretboard, and again, it's one of those details that if you're a vintage nut, you know those kind of. Nobody's trying to fool anybody. They're not trying to tell you that this should be. There's definitely markings in here, so you will not get tricked into thinking that you got built the same as what the 37 was built.
That's it.
Like
Once again, when you got
I love the BTS. That's their version of the aging tone. Everybody's got their own torfied and that kind of stuff. Any other questions before we move on?
We have a lot of people ask.
On it, Fred, I don't want to make you have to get in the middle of that.
I can promise you,
In the future, we will work on a way to make it happen. Obviously, I can't make that promise, but neither can Fred. So that's what it is. Show me something else that's really, really cool.
change the subject. There you go, that works. So this is a 20th Century Limited. This custom guitar, we're making 20 of these. It's based on a train called the 20th Century Limited. If you look at the headstock, you can see it's the front of a train with the light coming out of it.
Oh, I see it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I did not see this when we were doing the show yesterday.
It's
But
really-
it is. It's like hidden in there, but you can see the train rails down here, and then there's the front
Of the train.
The train. What do I call that? The scoop
cow
where-
catcher
yes,
thing?
Yeah, exactly. A light up here. You can see this 20th century style.
Correct.
It's got definitely an Art Deco kind
Very
of feel.
much so. And I'll tell you, my favorite part of this guitar is the back, and it's a very small detail, but I just love this.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
That's just a nice, cool little touch.
And that's a thin line of abalone, isn't
Yes.
it? Or pearl?
It's just-
That's super subtle.
And it's
very, very
one of those
subtle.
things that's really hard to do, and it just kind of showcases sort of the craftsmanship of the instrument. Really, really beautiful piece. Guatemalan rosewood, we're only making 20 of them. Maple
Very, very
binding.
cool.
Yeah, just a fun guitar.
Has the actual inlaid pickguard that's out of wood
Correct.
in the body underneath the finish. It just looks absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
And again, those who follow the channel know I'm a big nut about it. Even if you're not liking a pickguard on it, it dresses it. I feel like it's naked without at least that shape
I agree.
in there. I
We've
don't
done
know.
the same thing.
Not
We feel the
everybody's gonna
same
be the
exact
same
way. I'm going to put this back on there just in case. There, we'll leave it like that. Close enough.
I love that. I can't wait for that.
Can I get the train?
Can you have it?
Get the train.
Oh yeah, he's gonna bring it. Chris is here. This is awesome. Chris Martin is here. He's going to show us the actual train, a model of the train. I got to see this a little bit yesterday, and he's going to show us this. This must have been one of Chris's projects.
This is one of Chris's projects.
I
yes,
kind of figured,
absolutely.
because you can tell he's very excited about it. He's literally like a kid with his trains.
Hey, when you own Martin, you can't have fun.
That's right. That's awesome.
There it is.
So there's the well, it's a small version of the 20th Century Limited. And the idea behind this was it was the most modern looking train ever. It took you from New York City to Chicago by first class, red carpet service. Looks really contemporary, kind of Art Deco.
It does, very.
Underneath, it's just an old coal-fired engine, just like the old ones. But it looks cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, we got a history lesson.
That's why we have Chris here. That is awesome.
So super nice.
It is very, very cool. It is a gorgeous one. Is this the one that also comes with the timepiece? Is that correct? Or,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it comes with a watch.
So there's a watch that goes along with that, that's special design.
Correct.
To be going along with it. Do you have something for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could we see something a little bit more affordable
We'll
for
get
regular
over to some of those
working
more
We're
man?
going to
affordable
absolutely
guitars.
get to that, I promise.
Absolutely.
We're going to show a couple high ends and we're going to go affordable.
We're kind of working our way around the booth because there's a lot of people in here, and if we just jetted back and forth, it'd be a mess. So
Correct.
This is gorgeous. I love the color. This was
Good.
introduced when?
In the fall, I think we introduced this in September, October. This John Mayer 20th anniversary model. We did two versions, the 45 and the standard OMJM. Worked with John on these guitars. Inlaid silver.
Really?
Inlaid silver in the fingerboard, as you can see it come up and down the board, up and around the neck. Of course, 45 style pearl. Silver once again on that inlaid pick guard. Guatemala rosewood.
I love this detail, which is continuing the rosette in through the actual end of the fretboard. So everything else, if you ever look at a guitar, they kind of put that rosette underneath the end of the fretboard because it's installed later.
Right.
But then in this case, they continued that look all the way through in an inlay in there.
And it's just once again a point. It's a little harder to do than people think because the fingerboard is a curved surface. So the diameter that you have to use to do this part is completely different than the diameter you have to do when it's on a flat surface.
That's awesome.
So you do the math, you get the geometry right
What
to try to make it
officially are
all
they
work.
calling this color? You know?
Trying to remember the name.
I'm going to make it up. It's gray sky.
Great.
I don't know.
We'll work with it.
I don't know. Silver's, I don't know.
We'll work with it.
So this is going to be the platinum version, and then they came out with a standard John Mayer model. Is there a limited number of those ones that are being
No,
built?
actually we're taking orders through the year up until I think September, October, and then no, it's August. I believe it's August. So you can order it up through August, both models, and then once we get to that, they're done.
Awesome.
And we'll probably be building them into 2025 based upon the amount of orders we have so far. It's going to take a little while.
I'll bet.
It's going to take a little while to get them all built.
And they're starting to catch up, by the way. You can speak to this, if you will. I know that there's been shortages on getting stuff out of Nazareth just to kind of catch up. There's been such demand for Martin guitars, and it's part of what's keeping dealers from being opened and all that kind of stuff. Which but they're starting to catch up, correct?
We're starting to catch up, and a lot of it comes from still leftover COVID, supplier issues. Things are backed up quite a bit. So we were so far behind after all that. And then, we consciously made the decision not to. When we were getting some of the orders, we decided we're not going to overproduce. We didn't chase the dollars. So we just said, something doesn't smell right. We're going to kind of go nice and easy here and just keep a steady production number. And boy, am I glad we did. Some other manufacturers ran into some problems with overproduction, and now they're having to basically give away guitars, and we're not in that position. So we're really happy about that.
Understood.
Sorry that they got into trouble, and hopefully they'll be out of it soon, but I think we made the right move. So
I
we're really
agree.
happy.
What else do we want to hit before we get over
I
there?
tell you, want to do something affordable?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's
Because
go
this
look
is
at the new
really
X
important.
Series.
Yeah. X Series has got a totally new look and some
Absolutely.
really cool appointments that I actually think are really smart. I know this is going to be somewhat controversial.
Excuse me.
We're going to make a video, sorry, right now. Excuse us just for 1 minute. So
I'll give it to you in 1 minute.
So they did some really cool things, and I like I said, I know this is going to be controversial because everybody's like, why are you doing prints of woods on on the HPL? But I talked to somebody about this the other day. Not everybody's ever going to be able to afford a Cocobolo back, especially in this price point. Not everybody in this price point is going to be ever able to afford a Brazilian rosewood instrument.
That's right.
So this gives them that kind of a little bit into that world. This is a guitar that you guys sell a lot of these.
We sell a lot of these guitars. They're super durable. They're very affordable. They sound fantastic. It's very high quality build. but it is a high pressure laminate back and sides. Now this particular piece is Cocobolo, and these are actually taken from samples that we actually have of actual wood. We've had that reproduced onto the instruments. These guitars run about $699, somewhere in that price point. Solid wood tops.
Again, you're not going to see a $699 all solid Cocobolo guitar.
No, that's not going to happen.
Not even a laminate.
Not going to happen. But we did make some changes to the instrument. We wanted to freshen the instrument up. We wanted it to play a little better. I felt like some of the earlier renditions of the guitar were maybe a little too rudimentary in the way they played.
Sure.
The edges could be a little sharp. So one of the big changes we made to make that better is, remember that 1937 aged Authentic over there?
Yep.
We took the specifications of that fingerboard and actually placed it on this fingerboard.
Really?
So some people don't know, the Authentic fingerboards are actually thinner.
Are they really?
Yes, they're a little bit thinner than the regular modern Martin fingerboards. That thinner fingerboard, we found, really helps us shape the neck in a way that makes it feel more played, a little softer and a lot easier to play. And that's part of the reason I think those Authentics play so well and they sound really good.
I get it.
So we've taken that spec. Now you can get our most expensive guitar specification on one of our least expensive guitars in terms of playability. It has a nice tuner on the inside of the guitar, a nice brand new chromatic tuner, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to reach in there, but
yeah, it's a display right on the inside.
Yeah, it's a display
and then
on the
it does have
inside.
a pickup on the inside as well.
It does have a pickup on the inside. We changed the bridge to the SC style bridge because we thought it gave it a more contemporary look. Very, very soft on the edges, so it's very soft to play. And once again, to give it a more contemporary look, we went with satin tuning machines.
I like the satin machines.
I think it just made it fresher.
We're switching to battery. All right.
All right.
We lost the camera. We're still good. We're still live, but they
All
just
right.
lost camera. So
right,
hold on
good.
with us, guys. All right. So that you can see it. So
There
all right.
you go.
So yeah, the design.
Got
It's
it.
softer, rounder.
Yep, same footprint as a regular modern belly bridge, just a little softer design. It doesn't have the scoops on the wings on the outside of it. I didn't think it really design-wise worked with the overall motif. So trying to make the guitar look a little more high-end, but keeping the price point where people can afford it. We're offering, so we have Cocobolo, you can get a Brazilian rosewood pattern in the back, you can get Zeracoti pattern on the back. I mean, all of them very, very pretty guitars.
This
very
is
beautiful,
the
sure.
Zeracoti, right?
Yep. I mean, gorgeous.
That's Zeracoti. And then your Brazilian is going to be right there with Fred.
Right there beside it.
So and you chose
Nice pieces, yeah, really
Yeah,
cool
absolutely.
sides. Really good guitars. You can also get them sunbursted, no upcharge.
This is going to be an affordable guitar. We're not trying to, again, confuse everybody and do anything.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
And so it's not as controversial as a lot of people want to make it out to be.
No, absolutely not.
If I was going to be looking in there, I'd want it to look as beautiful as possible, not as plain as possible.
Yeah, they just jump. See 'em. And when you're shopping in that price point, look, you're still getting Martin quality, you're getting Martin resale value, and all things that come with that, and you're getting a little extra durability out of these instruments. So you can take, if you want to go camping.
So, what? Anything else we need to cover before we got out of here?
I think those are the big ones.
Did you have the 190s here?
I
Did they
do not
go?
have the 190 here.
That's one I want to see. I'm looking forward to checking that one out.
We will
I will
definitely get you, make sure you
some
get one of
content
those
because I
to
want to
see.
see that guitar. That one's really
Absolutely.
cool. I love the new. Tell me again how the name of the actual process for the finish on those. I get it.
Was it
course, I
micro-digital spray technology, something like that.
Anyway, it is a really cool technology. I'm really looking forward
It
to
is.
it. I like it in all the street legend.
You're going to see
guitars.
more of it, and you're not going to see more of it just from us. You're starting to see it. Other manufacturers have been using it to do things, they're just not telling you.
You guys. Here's what I love. Again, Kobar strings are out now.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
So there's a lot of cool stuff happening at Martin. Again, I'm glad you guys were able to kind of hang out with me. I'm glad I got to have Fred in here.
Always.
Fred is always my buddy
man.
in designs. He knows this stuff better than just about anybody. Is there anything we need to cover before we get out of here? I know we've had some technical glitches. I know that's a little bit tough. Stick with us, guys, because we're still working on this throughout the entire NAMM show. Again, hashtag Mullet Boy Wonder, as well as hashtag NAMM. That's our official. I'm going to make that
I
viral,
like it.
whether or not nobody's going to use it, but I'm going to try
Have fun.
so hard.
Have
to
fun
do
with it. Why not?
Anyway, I'm so glad I have Fred here with me. Martin is doing some really, really cool stuff. Again, guys, they're still making D18s, they're still making D28s, OMs, all of the
there.
amazing amazing, legendary stuff that Martin's always been about.
Never gonna
But
go away.
There's going to be some new stuff that has to come out, and it has to
Absolutely.
keep changing. It's been my preach for a long time. I'm glad you're doing it.
Good stuff.
And guys, we'll see you guys more tomorrow. Actually, we got another one coming up here tonight. We'll be at Yamaha.
Oh, good.
Lots of cool live stuff coming. So again, subscribe, hit the like button, and we will see you for the next live NAMM 2020.